Right. Well, we are live. It should be now.
Excellent, good stuff. The inaugural eccentric
Yes.
man live fest, isn't it?
Oh,
You
there
haven't
we
done
are.
these
That
before, have
is.
you?
No.
Well,
Wasn't
I
quite
think
sure it was going to work with the earphones.
Santa's little helper.
Yeah.
But we'll see if anybody drops in on the chat and says hello
Yeah.
or anything.
Oh well,
And if they
we
do,
apparently
then
got 3 watching.
okay. Well, if you are out there, give us a shout out. We can see the chat and things, so
Yeah.
do say hello
Yeah.
if
So
you're.
if you are, if I look away,
Oh, you just. What are you doing?
yeah,
Checking it on your phone, are you?
this
Are
is
you?
just on the iPad. So
Okay.
if any, yep, we've got Nigel Atter. Good evening, Nigel.
Evening, Nigel. Good stuff.
First
Is
in.
he? Okay, that's good.
Got to think where my seating is.
Unfortunately, I can't see your chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your thing on my phone so I can see the chat as it comes up. And say
Rightio.
hello to people.
Yep, it's
like
come up
Nigel,
on
for example.
chat has come up on the StreamYard thing now as well. You getting that?
Yes, there it is.
Marvelous.
I've got it.
Yeah.
Technology nearly thwarted us.
It nearly did.
Good evening, then, Nigel. Good to see you there. So, are you painting anything tonight, Ken?
I am. I've been out with one of the daughters, getting her car sorted and doing shopping and sort of child minding as it was with the granddaughter.
Yeah.
So I didn't get what I primed I wanted. But I've got no idea if it will ever come up in focus. But what it is, it's one of the plastic gunfighters from Great Escape Games.
Oh, okay.
I want to say.
Right.
Because the What a Tanker is now going to be What a Cowboy, apparently.
Yes, it is. That's the.
So I've got a few of those to prime, as I say.
Right. Okay. So that's your. Is that a project? Is it at the moment?
Yeah. So I put up about things to talk about. So ghosts of project past, present, and future. So I thought probably maybe to start with talking about current projects, what you got on, because I know you've been doing a couple of bits, haven't you?
Yeah, I've kind of said this recently. I think in one of my live streams, I don't do projects in inverted commas.
Uh-huh.
I kind of do. Well, I suppose I do, but I don't just concentrate on one thing at a time. I have quite a lot of different things going on.
Just dropped it.
Oops, easy.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I've just finished off a bunch of Napoleonic generals. See if I can get those into view for you there. These are 18 mil, so these are for sharp practice. Now I've got how many have I got? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 of these in total, which I've just finished off, and I'll never need more than maybe 2 or 3 on the table. But that's just the way it is. Like it's because I bought a pack of them from Blue Moon, so I thought, well, I'll just finish them off.
Well, it was like that. I was in Lost Ark Games on Wednesday playing a game, and I was settling up the bill at the end.
Yeah.
And then I suddenly saw that ogre that I painted up, and I thought, wow, it just looks so good. The detail of it was so good that I had to buy it to paint it.
Yeah. Just to paint.
Yeah, just to paint. I mean, I'll use it at some stage for something, I would think. But
the thing is with me, it's kind of. I'm going to Austria on Thursday to see my wife. So for 2 weeks, so there's literally no point in really starting a great deal of things.
No.
So I'm trying to finish things off. You know what I mean, rather than anything else. Just these next couple of days. What I have started though is these things. These G4M Bettys.
Right.
For Bag the Hun.
Yes.
Japanese bombers. So I want them for Singapore. I've got 4 of them, and they came through the post the other day. So what I normally do is, you see, I'll buy a load of stuff, and then I'll paint it, and then I'll buy a load more stuff. I don't really I've got of course I've got a pile of shame, but it's probably not as big as most people's pile of
we'll
shame.
get to that when we talk of ghosts of
Christmas future.
projects past. Yeah,
Past, yeah.
yeah, because I tend to eat it at the beginning of the year or just before the end of the year. I start to set projects for what I'm going to do for the next year, and it's tied into things that I've got at the moment. So go back to January this year, I had painted up a British intervention force for the American Civil War.
Okay.
And I wanted a Union force to go against it. So that was going to be one of the key things.
I just says we've all got a pile of shame. It's very true.
Yeah, we certainly have. But I then also had my Home Guard army for Op Sea Line.
Oh yeah.
So I needed Fallschirmjägers to go against it. So that was another project for the early part of the year, which was going to be the Fallschirmjägers 28mm.
Right.
And then 2019, we go back. I painted the British for Sharp Practice. 28mm.
Okay.
So
28
the next part of the project was to do the French.
Yeah.
But I had to wait for the Perrys to bring out their plastic box.
Right.
So that was another part of the project for this year, was to paint the Perrys French Sharp Practice. So I've done the ACW Union Army.
Right.
I've done the Fallschirmjäger Army. And I've done the French Peninsula Army. So that's 3 armies that we've finished off.
Right.
What snuck into there, which wasn't planned, was a 15mm Spartan Army, which is part of the current project.
Right.
I did a 15mm British Paratrooper Army.
Okay.
For O Group.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask you about O Group.
So we painted that. And I've just started the O Group 15mm early German Blitzkrieg.
Okay.
This John, who I play against, Granddad Gamer, he's got early French. So
right,
I've got to get the Blitzkrieg done for that.
Yeah, I've been doing bits and pieces for O Group myself. I've been I actually rebased all my Soviets because they were all based with 4s, so I changed it to 3s.
Oh right.
Normally I don't like rebasing. You've gone 4s.
Yeah, but slightly bigger on the slightly bigger on the base size, because I've gone for the Flames of War bases, which are the large, slightly larger on the infantry.
Oh right, okay. I'm using the Flame of War small bases.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a complete opposite.
And it's like, oh god, yeah. Nigel, if you haven't seen the Home Guard stuff, if you have a look on the Eccentric Man YouTube channel, you'll see bits about the Home Guard. We took it to part of it. We took to Selwig this year and put on demonstration participation game for bolt action, which was quite good fun. But there should be some videos in the bolt action side which covers a few of them. I also took the Op Sea Line Army to Nottingham, the Warlord Grand Prix.
Yeah.
GP, whatever it is.
GP.
And that was quite good. Evening, Luke. Nice to see you.
Evening, Luke.
Yeah,
welcome aboard.
So a good Home Guard army that we've got.
Right.
So that's there. Okay. Yeah. So for the projects that I plan to do this year, I've been quite good and got them sorted. So not so bad.
Yeah, 2021 for me was going to be basically sharp practice, which I have done in 15mm. Yeah. And I've kind of been working on that. I've now got about 250 figures painted up for that over the year.
That's not bad going.
They're 15mm, so they're half the time that it normally takes. So yeah, I'm still kind of filling that out a little bit, and then I got into Bag the Hun about halfway through the year, so that's why I've started, on these betties.
Yeah.
And then I've got other bits and pieces that I just picked up. What was it? Algernon pulls it off, the First World War version of Bag the Hun.
Yeah.
And I've asked my mate Paul if he would if he'd do some 3D printing of some 1/300th aircraft for me. So when I see him after New Year's, I think that might be something new. So I never really have a plan at the start of the year. I just go into it and see what comes up.
My plan normally revolves around getting the things that I've bought painted, and the odd things sneaking in. So I've got things. So it's been quite a good year. We keep a running total of what we've painted during the year for the club, just to sort of keep us motivated.
That'd be too frightening, I think, for me.
And it's not like
I don't know if I'd want to know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's there's no pressure to get it done or anything like that for people. So some people do 3 a week or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find my my current log, because it's nearly to the end now, and we've been doing it.
When I was actually writing a blog, I would always put up the photographs of figures and things that I've painted. But because I've stopped writing it, that's kind of stopped me really realizing what it is that I have painted. Now I kind of go through Twitter and look at my pictures, and I can see what I was painting.
I post a lot on there, and it keeps me going. But this is the log for this year. 28mm foot, 406.
Bloody hell, you said I'd painted a lot.
Cavalry, 28mm, 22. I don't do a lot of cavalry. 15mm foot, 830. So times that by 2, because we half 15mm.
You paint in between there.
Yeah, so that's 286. That's 1,615mm figures I've painted.
God.
But there's a fair amount of the epic American Civil War warlord figures.
Oh yeah.
So you're painting those in regiments of. We're painting them in regiments of 60. So I've done a few of those. I've painted,
Nigel says, "Good Lord, Ken." I agree with him.
I've painted about 4 15mm cavalry. So that's 8, and somewhere in the region of 145 others scales. So that's going to be buildings, tanks, vehicles, and all things like that.
Yeah, of course.
So that's mine. But if we go to Martin, this might give you some idea of what he's doing. He's done 84 28mm foot.
Right.
He's done 6,000 15mm figures.
6,000.
6,000. He's done ACW and Napoleonic, and I think some ancient.
Unbelievable.
That's been his painting this year. Then we go to John, Grandad Gamer, and he's painted 650 28mm foot. And he's painted 1,200 15mm.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? All of you. What is wrong with you? Seriously. That is mental. Absolutely mental.
Yeah, it's as you can see, that's why we get projects done.
Yeah. God, is this
I've still got the bathroom to finish. And I've managed to finish the hall.
God, you've got 6,000 figures to paint. Never mind the hall.
Oh, On Point HQ. Good evening.
Evening, Steve. Good to see you on there.
Good day.
6,000. Jesus.
6,000. So that was my current painting.
Absolutely
year. So
mental.
That was good. Yeah.
So the 6,000 is that the? I'm assuming that's the 15mm ACW stuff. The Warlord.
He's done a lot of the Warlord. He's done the whole box.
Really, just a single box himself, like
the big one.
Yeah,
and extras.
And well painted as well.
It's also printed off. 10mm. Sorry, the epic size Napoleonic that people have done.
Oh, really?
Before Warlord brought theirs out.
Oh, wow.
So
painted those as well.
He's done a lot of those. So we'll probably get some gaming in with that, I think.
Yeah, sounds like it. God.
Yeah. So
and to a good standard as well, I expect.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a slow painter and I'm crap as well, so it's not even like
I can't compete. I can't compete with them, and I'm relatively quick. But John did commission painting for 4 years.
Right.
So
you're going to learn a lot of techniques that way, aren't you? Just be able to smash everything out, and
yeah, it's like
because the time is definitely money, isn't it? At that point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like he says, right, I'll do a bolt action army. He'll get the figures, and then it'll be finished in a week, less than a week.
Really?
Yeah. And it'll be to an excellent standard.
Yeah.
He's done a
people like that just make me sick.
He's got a bolt action army which is based on a film set in the first, just on when the Japanese first attacked, and there's a film of a boat crew that get marooned and join the US Army and fight their way back.
Right.
And he's painted this army up using all unique figures from cobblestone castings and elsewhere, and it's absolutely cracking. He needs 2 trucks to kit bash, and he's got it finished. It's been taking him a bit while to get the trucks, but it's a super looking army. And once I'll get some pictures of it and put them up on the on Twitter.
Yeah, do still stick them in your group as well.
Yeah, and I'll put them up and do that. Do we have any paintbrushes left?
I doubt they do.
I think these are mostly my current working paintbrushes. I use Winsor & Newton, a 1 and a 0.
Oh yeah,
and those are my key ones, and I find that they do last me a long time.
Sorry, I'm just concentrating on getting this magnet off. I've got
because
I'm making bases. So
yes.
I've magnetized the
tops the right way around.
Yeah, exactly. So you do it that way, and then you got your pile, then you glue them on. But the thing is, they just won't come off in the first place.
I've had to mess around with the battery today. I went out to my wife's car yesterday to start it, and the key wouldn't work.
Right.
And it's one of these remote locking ones and remote key.
Yeah.
So I had to get a battery to it to change it today, and it works. Fortunately, I can get into it. I didn't realise that it's one of these cars where if you lock it with the remote, when you open it, the alarm goes off.
Yeah.
If you open it with the key, it doesn't turn the alarm off.
Right.
Once you set it remotely with the remote key, using the car key, the actual real one won't turn the alarm off.
Right.
Absolutely crazy.
It sounds it. Sounds it.
So we've covered then the present projects.
Evening, Dom. Good to have you on board.
Yeah. So. I forgot. I have finished, apart from a Bishop tank, Bishop self-propelled gun and a truck, and I finished the Sicily Canadians. I've got to do a finished video for that and put them up. So that's I'll try and get that out by Thursday. Thursday. So yes, so that's done as well. So future projects.
I put the bloody magnet on upside down, haven't I?
The plane takes off of its own accord.
Amazing, brilliant. I mean, this is why I should do things when I'm concentrating.
Oh yeah, I'll Santa for those brushes very nicely. Yes.
I don't use a Winsor & Newton. I use cheap ones I get from the range, but I do use Winsor & Newton's spray varnish. But unfortunately, I've not been able to get any for ages. It's been off the market.
I even found another tin in range.
You found a tin, did you?
I found it. Yeah, it's a bit battered, but
it's a tin, isn't it? God, hang on to it.
It is.
I think it's probably the only one in Britain at the moment.
I think it probably is.
I found some in Italy.
Yeah.
But they were charging us.
I spoke to we've got a little art shop in Hitchin near where I live.
Oh, yeah.
And I went in to speak to them because I buy my Series 7 brushes from them. Because it must keep them in profit when I buy a brush from them. The price they are. But he was saying that they've had trouble with the containers, and
I figured it'd be a worldwide
that's
issue somewhere along the line.
Supply issue.
So they're probably manufactured in China or something, aren't they? I
guess. That's it. So yes.
All right. Well, they'll be here at some point, I expect.
Yeah.
Maybe in the New Year's. But
future projects, then.
Future projects. Well,
shall I start?
Yeah. Go on. You start, because as I say, I don't really have projects.
Right. So, future projects. I've got obviously there's present ones which will roll over into the new year. But projects for next year is the Epic Warlord ACW. I've got the big box to paint up.
Not Waterloo?
No, not doing Waterloo.
No?
No.
Why not? Any reason?
Because I've got too much to do.
It'll be 2023, will it?
I've already got too much to do, yeah. So we've got that huge box of ACW, so we'll do that.
Evening, Paul.
Hello, Paul. So there's the ACW. We'll paint those up, and we've got late British for Sicily, or mid British for Sicily, to go against John's Fallschirmjägers and to run in with the Paras, because we'll be doing a lot of. I think what I'm hoping we'll be doing a lot of Sicily in O group.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
that is interesting.
I did the Kickstarter for Valhalla Games for his campaign book.
Yeah.
So
I think you told me about that before.
Looking forward to getting that, even at the price of postage.
Well, you only have to buy it once, don't you? At the end of the day,
you do. That's it. So
you've got it, then, haven't you?
So we've got those. So that's the ACW. It's the late British.
There's no point being the richest man in the graveyard, is there?
That's it. No. So we've got the late British, well, early British to do, but they'll do late British as well. Finish off this Spartan hoplite army. Which is half finished. So that's not too bad. Painting up bad Squiddo female Soviets are. Yeah, I'll talk about Soviets when we get to the ghosts of projects past.
I just wish Bad Squiddo would do stuff in 15mm, but she never will.
No, it's all 28.
Yeah,
on that.
Never changed. I've asked her, unfortunately. She said no.
Projects which we haven't thought about before, which might be in the offing. Bag the Hun.
Good.
Because my friend Gary, who
do some hunbagging like I'm doing.
Gary, my friend who runs Paint and Glue, the 3D.
Oh printing. Yeah, I've got some of his stuff. His the First World War stuff.
Yeah, I've got to get a couple of tanks off of him. He has printed up some planes for Bag the Hun.
He mentioned that to me actually. Yeah.
So I think we'll be doing Bag the Hun.
Excellent. It's a great game. Have you played it before?
Nope.
No. It's a great game.
Because of the lockdown, we've got games coming out of our ears that we haven't played.
Yeah.
Sad.
From an advertising
I've got an Oathmark army painted up.
Right.
When did I paint that? That could have been 2020.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's just been sat there waiting.
Yeah. So that'll go. That'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got some of his Paint and Glue's BE-2Cs, First World War observer aircraft. And they're lovely, really nice. And he mentioned to me that he was doing some of the going to be doing Bag the Hun. I didn't realise you guys were chums.
Yes, we worked together, both ex-police. So
right, okay. It's interesting. There's a lot of ex-bobbies or bobbies in wargaming.
There are.
It seems to be
to a degree. I was going to say there's quite a few ex-military, but
there is.
Gary wasn't, and I wasn't. But we go back to the 80s.
Right.
But we when I started and then met him, and we had a couple of games, and then drifted apart just because of postings.
Hey, it's working this time. Look.
It's worked. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So
get shut down over Singapore.
Yes, I think Bag the Hun might be on the thing.
It's a great game. I played a game of it just recently. Again, another solo game, just for a video. Just last weekend, just set up and just did one.
It looks
great laugh. Yeah.
And we got What a Tanker. What a Cowboy, which is likely to come out. So I'm picking up some tabletop terrain buildings on Wednesday, and see if I can get some of those done maybe over Christmas.
I've not played it, but they were playing it at the Steel Lard, and also Steel Lard that I went to the other week, the Lardy Days Games Day, and it looks like a right laugh.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
So I played. I don't know. Have you played Dead Man's Hand?
Yes.
The lads were talking about it yesterday on the plastic crack thing. I played it before. I thought it was okay. I wasn't really my cup of tea. But maybe it's just because I'm not particularly that much into that particular period. I don't know.
No,
I know what I like, and I like what I know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we'll
tunnel
pick
vision.
up some of those, and I'll do some of the buildings, and we'll give that a go. So that's what else have we got planned?
But What a Tank is a good game, though, isn't it? Anyway, it's good fun.
Yeah. Last year we did a Christmas one of it,
Right.
which was good.
Dom says he loves Dead Man's Hand very much.
Yeah.
I think that's because she shot Ken to death, though, wasn't it? I enjoy playing it. I just, I don't think I'm that much into the cowboy stuff. But I still have not played What a Cowboy yet. But I've seen I don't know if you saw the Richards released the artwork for it, the cover art.
Got just some wires for me headphones are so
easy.
Pushed it up. My ears.
I'll leave you to it. Normal service will be resumed in a moment.
That might work.
Are you back?
Yeah. Oh dear. Sorry about that, everyone. If there's a horrendous noises going on. Yeah. So those I think are current. Yeah. Current.
What are you doing? What Bag the Hunt stuff are you doing? That's what
I don't know.
You don't know. You just know
no idea what we'll be doing. No, I'll have to wait and see what Gary decides,
what
and then run it from there.
Go from there.
We'll go from there.
Yeah. So mine is currently, like I say, at the moment, I just bought a load more 18mm stuff for sharp practice from Eureka, but because I'm going to be away until mid-January, I'm not going to be able to do any painting probably from tomorrow anyway. So they'll turn up over Christmas, and that's just a load more British that I'm just going to add. It's just bits and pieces and some French deployment zones and things. It's just some stuff. So I'll probably get over Christmas. Hopefully, Paul will have printed out a few more First World War aircraft for me, and I can get those painted for Algie Pulls It Off, because I'm looking forward to playing that. Because I like Bag the Hunt so much that I know I'm going to like Algie as well. Because my first love is First World War aircraft more so than Second War. I like them both, but I prefer the first.
I've got Wings of Glory.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And we played it to the club. We had an 11 player game of it down at the club the other week. It was brilliant. Yeah. So I've got pretty much everything that was ever released for it.
Yes, there was a lot there.
It's like First World War, just get it all.
Yes, there was a lot there in the pictures, wasn't there?
Yeah, I've got boxes and boxes of it. So it's like everybody just choose whatever plane you want. But yeah, it's a little bit vanilla. Do you know what I mean? It's good for a multiplayer game, but it feels it's a little bit vanilla.
Steve's saying about the Dead Man's Hand figures, the plastic box, that he liked them. So I've put some together and to paint up.
Yeah.
And the variety of things that you can do with them.
Yeah.
Is
well, that's what you want, isn't it? A bit of variety.
Absolutely amazing.
Especially in a skirmish game, you really need it to be. You need lots of different poses, lots of different weapons and stuff.
Yeah, Peter says he
Dead Man's Hand is great.
He likes the Lardy games, but can't see how they can top Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah, I suppose you'll just have to see. I guess. Yeah.
Who knows?
I've only played Dead Man's Hand once, and I've never played What a Cowboy, so I've got no idea how they
We will give it a go. So what other little project has snuck into my future projects? Mortem et Gloriam.
Oh yeah, it's Plastic Soldier Company, isn't it?
Something like that. And they're
Can't remember the
doing
name of the guy.
Renaissance.
Yeah,
They're releasing Renaissance rules in January 22nd.
right.
And they had a preview of them up until a day ago when I went to look to see what I wanted to order, and it's gone. So if anybody has downloaded a copy of the Renaissance preview, I would be very welcome to it. Yeah, so sneaking into there will be a 15mm War of Religion Huguenot army.
Okay, that's interesting.
Oh yes. Well, we have links in the family to Huguenots.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah, my wife is a Huguenot descendant.
Right.
So it'll be the.
It seems silly not to, then, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. It's nice to be able to do something that's got like a proper connection, isn't it? Really.
Yes. Yeah. So, but the figures I'm going to use is a real throwback because I had this army in 1980.
Okay.
And sold it. And it's Mike's models.
Right.
If
I don't remember them.
You
the
may
name
not
doesn't even ring a
know.
bell.
They were one of the first. You had minifigs.
Yeah,
and you had
minifigs, obviously.
Mike's models who started to bring them out, and they were a bit squattish, 15mm.
Right.
I thought loads of character. And Essex miniatures still have a range. The range.
Okay.
And I've got a 15mm Muscovite army.
Yeah.
We used to do 15mm WRG rules.
God.
Back in version whatever it is, and we did competition tournaments at the British Historical Games. But we did that. So yeah, well, I'm going back to that, but it will be for Mortem et Gloriam and their Renaissance apparently.
Right. Okay.
So we'll see how that goes.
So that's kind of like second edition of Meg, is it?
Dom says Mike's models. It's a blast from the past. It certainly is a blast from the past.
Right, you know what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to undercoat these Bettys because they should be quite easy to paint, and that might be tomorrow because tomorrow is my last day of work, and I've because of my leave I've got something like about an hour, so basically I've got to turn my computer on, check my emails, and then unconnect, and I'm done. So that's good. I should have done it tonight, really. I should have just got it out of the way tonight, and I'd have had a free day tomorrow. But
Nigel had an ECW Mike's model army. Yeah. They were lovely, chubby little 15mm figures.
The name rings a bell, but I definitely didn't have any, especially not back in the 80s. I wouldn't have been able to afford them. I would only been living off pocket money at that point. Yeah. And I wouldn't have had enough pocket money to buy wargaming figures, that's for sure.
Strange times.
Indeed.
Nigel's going to finish a 28mm SWW Polish cavalry. Ooh.
Oh yeah, Polish.
Seven Years' War one? Is that?
No. Second World War.
Second World War.
Yeah. SWW.
Oh right, yeah. A Polish cavalry army. They have you the Juggernauts who do bolt action.
Right.
Competitive bolt action mostly, but
okay.
One of the guys in that has put together a Polish army with cavalry.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone there, Chris McPhee, it says, "Hey Ken, met your last Cambridge too far."
Yeah.
My name's Chris McPhee, won the best teamed army.
Yeah. Oh, well done.
You've got a fan there, Ken. He loves your content.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Good stuff. And good content it is too. If you haven't subscribed to Ken, which you should have done by now, it certainly should be.
I'm going to say, if anybody hasn't subscribed to Alex, there's a good lot of stuff there.
Well, in the new year, we'll run this through my channel.
Yes.
I'll see if the recording finishes.
See what we can do. See different things as we run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, so same answer for me, really. For the project's presence, it's a little bit of everything. But I'm still very I don't. You sound like you kind of your eye is taken by quite a lot of different things. Do you find? Are you?
Yes.
Are
What's
you
that over there?
focused?
Oh, that's nice. Oh, there.
Because I know very much that my stuff falls into either Second World War, First World War, or Napoleonics, with a little bit of Star Wars and Judge Dredd, and that's about it. Like if it's outside of that that thing, I'm not that interested.
Anything
and everything, is it?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. I mean, tomorrow night we'll be playing Congo.
Right.
We haven't played Congo for ages, and that's a fun little game.
Well, no, the difference is playing. When I go down to the club, and if anybody's got a game on, I'll play anything pretty much. I'm not that fussed about fantasy, but anything that's historical, I'm happy to play.
I think it's we've got a group of probably 12 to 16 people who drop in and out of the Lost Ark games, and we're fortunate to have that shop and do gaming. And
it's a shop, isn't it?
And they do. It's got room. I mean, we've put tournaments on there for 24 players for bolt action.
Wow.
So there's a good bit of space in it. So
and
John doesn't work on Wednesdays, but he opens it up in Wednesday evenings for us to play games.
Oh, that's good.
So it's really nice. So we pay a little fee for this to be in there.
Yeah.
And obviously, if we fancy any of the bits to buy, we buy them.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, he's got an audience, hasn't he? Straight away, you'd be silly not to. If you've got a game shop, you're silly not to have.
Yeah. So there's a number of people, and they've all got different likes and dislikes and different games that they play.
Yeah.
So, but the beauty of it is that you can say, oh, that does look okay, and I quite fancy having a go at that. And then we'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
How it runs.
At the club, I mean, I played stuff like Saga, which I would never normally play.
Saga.
What else?
I'm not very good at strategy games where you have to think about things a couple of turns in advance.
Saga's very much like that. I find it's like a board game with wargaming components.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
You know the game. What is it? Othello.
Yeah.
Black and white.
Yeah.
You have to do that. My wife just kicks my ass with it
because she's thinking three moves ahead. You're thinking 3 moves before. So why did I do that?
Yeah, she's thinking at least 6 moves ahead, and and I'm not, and I never win. I can't win. So so I find Saga a little bit like that because there's lots of things to think about how this works and how this adds into this, and if I play this does in this. I'm too old now for that.
Dom says he loves Saga, it makes his brain hurt. I think I was the same. What I found with Saga is I found that using the battle boards kind of takes you a little bit out of the game. Because, like you say, you sit there and then you're thinking about it, and then your opponent's sitting there and thinking about it as well. So it's kind of like there's a bit of downtime. And I would compare it to, say, Infamy, where you have cards that are generic cards. So it's like sharp practice, where you're playing a number of cards to do something, and I find that a lot shorter, a lot quicker, just smoother in general. I think
it's like Congo.
Just me.
Congo,
isn't it? Each their own.
Yeah, Congo. You draw 3 cards for each turn, and you can play 3 cards. And you just got to think about. They have an initiative order from 1 to 7, and the highest card goes first.
Right.
So your opponent's thinking about which cards they want to put down, and it's like one card will give you a move a unit, one will be a shoot, one will be moved 3 units, and it's things like that. So you're having to think about where you're going to do and what you're going to do with these ones at that time. I can just about manage that.
Yeah.
No more.
I
just about manage Congo, and infamy is that you've not got too many cards that you got to deal with and think about.
Exactly, that's it.
They work fairly quickly. Yeah.
And I think I just like that smoothness of it. But the thing is, there's a lot of people that like Saga, like the lads down at my club. They love it. They can't get enough of it.
But it looks quite a good game to play. But it's it's just not one that ticks my boat, sadly.
Well, same again. I mean, it's not really a historical period that I'm particularly interested in. So that, for me, the history kind of comes before the game. I think a little bit.
Yeah.
I've got to be interested in the history. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what I'm doing on the table.
No, that's definitely myself. I tend to get fired by reading something or watching something, and I think, oh yeah, the Canadians in Sicily. I read was it James Holland's Sicily 43 book?
Oh yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, that's good, because I was already looking at the 8th Army figures from Warlord, the plastic ones, and then I knew they were bringing out the Commonwealth and Canadians, so I held on to that, and then they just stick together, and they look, and it's worked really well, and then certainly Steve with his work on the kit bashing is
it's just outstanding, isn't it?
Great little motivation for doing things like that and seeing what works.
Yeah, and he does some beautiful painting.
I really am trying to stay away from Turnip 28.
You think you're going to get drawn into it, at some point? Again, I mean, that's a lot of people are.
Oh look, it's a Warlord sprue of French infantry.
You've already got some ready, haven't you, basically?
And I've got quite a few boxes of bits of War of the Roses.
Well, you're pretty much halfway there, then, aren't you? Basically.
Yeah, I am actually. But
shakers and sprues.
Yeah, that might be something in the new year that just fits in. It's I just do one regiment.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something that I hadn't planned to do. War of the Roses in 2021.
You were planning on doing
No, I wasn't. That was Winston Avery's who I blame for that.
Right.
Yeah, because he wanted to do something for the St Albans Battle of St Albans.
Oh yeah. That's quite a famous one, isn't it? You see a lot of those.
Don't do it. No. Yeah. So I did the War of Roses. That snuck in. Oh.
Right.
Excellent. I've got the figure. So the guy Keevan, who I've been playing games with for 40 years, he's doing it as well. So we've got armies to go against each other.
Okay.
44. Yeah, that's a bit later on in the campaign.
Yeah,
Shakos and sprues. Yep. I started my Prussians with just one regiment. Now it's getting close to 2 Prussian brigades worth.
It's always the way, isn't it? Always the way. Always the way.
Yeah, so
it wouldn't be a wargamer if you didn't do that.
No, so I think that's my future projects. So that I've got planned is the Cowboys for what a cowboy, at least, or Dead Man's Hand. The British for Sicily. The Spartans, get them finished, and the Renaissance 15 mil. I'm just trying to think if I've got anything other than that. No, I think that is that.
What about YouTube wise for the future? What are you planning on doing with the channel? Are you how often do you? Well, when did you start actually? Because I don't know this. I mean, when did you actually start? Why did you start?
When did I start? I started doing Warhammer Fantasy. I've been watching like Lord Tremendous and Malorian and Summon 360, and I thought, but they're all Americans, and there wasn't at all or anyone doing sort of Warhammer UK that I could find. So I did a few games from the local Games Workshop store. And then they did the end times and cut everything, and the people that we played with was more or less all tournament players, and it just went poof, and everyone was gone.
Right.
So it was like oh wow.
Why? What happened? Because I know they cut
the range. They cut the Warhammer range and brought out Age of Sigmar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I played Age of Sigmar a couple of times, and I didn't like it.
Right.
And then so I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I thought, if people want to watch the games and play a game, put a game up, and if they like it, they can watch it. If not, it's a bit of fun. But then I saw a bolt action video, and I thought, oh, I like that dice mechanism, pulling the dice out of the hat and the orders that you can give them. That looks pretty good fun. So I bought the starter set, and it was at that stage that I bumped back into John, because we'd been playing for many years from the 80s and sort of different things, and we sort of drifted, and he'd stopped playing and he moved away, and then he came back. And I met up with him, and I said, oh, I quite like this bolt action. He said, yes, I've been looking at that. And we got together and started playing the bolt action.
Oh, okay.
And then it sort of spiraled from there, whereas I met another guy who I hadn't seen for some time in the range. He's now playing bolt action. So he's back with us.
See, you're like a feeder, aren't you?
We are. John is as bad as we just we're as bad as each other. Yeah. He says, Ken, look, this looks good. Oh yeah, it does look good. Yeah. So yeah, here we go. And then, oh John, have you seen this? Yeah, and off we go.
And then, so you just basically start making videos off the back of that, really? Then,
yes, and that was it. And I'd use the iPad at times, and depending on where we are and what we can do, it's either it started off being just an end of turn, and then what I tried to do is then to put in some of the game's mechanisms as we're going through. And if we get a new game set, I like to go through and play a learning game for ourselves, and video it to say this is what we're doing and how it works through. Whether we get it right is probably not, as you know, having done them yourself.
You literally don't have to tell me about people.
No. So some you get right,
wrong.
some you don't get right. and even now, bolt action, one of the latest videos, we were playing it, and we certainly got a couple of the rules wrong, and you're thinking, oh dear. But fortunately, people watch it and they see it and they say, oh, did you realise? Or this is what, and you think, oh no, we did get it wrong. Excellent. I'll remember that for the next time. It's you're not doing it because I run tournaments for bolt action, but
that's a bit different, isn't it? I suppose if you're doing tournament play,
but the time in between, as from the first lockdowns, we haven't played regularly enough to keep everything in the head. And then certainly as when you put in another rule set, some of them tend to go. So
yeah.
So that's it. So, but where I see in the future, it's based on who I can play against and what games we can play on an evening. The group is very much bolt action at the moment, and we're trying to get other games in.
Dom says plenty of viewers never get a rule wrong. It's true. Yeah. The thing is, the videos I record, I'm generally at the moment the last video I put out, the Prussian painting guide that I did, that was actually recorded in August and uploaded. And so it's been sat there for nearly 4 months before and I've got a backlog of videos. It's about 10 or so. So my point is, when I play a game and I get a thing wrong, the last time I've seen it is when I edited it, which was probably about 4 months previously. So somebody tells me that I've rolled some dice wrong or something, I'm like, I've got no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
If I go back and get the video up and watch through and stuff. Yeah, and see where it was. And
I just think, well, I enjoyed the game. Doesn't matter.
Water passing through.
All right.
if she can get past that sleeping dog.
Bless. But yeah, I find it quite funny, that these things that people are insistent. What you should do is you find the most obscure games that you can, and then play those, because there'll only be about 3 people that's played them, so they've got no idea what the rules are anyway.
Yeah,
so it makes no.
What have I got up on the top that's old? No, there's not a lot up there that's old. Yeah, so at the moment in my back catalogue for getting ready to go, I've got scenario 3 of our bolt actions Saipan campaign for the Japanese. The Americans are attacking, and I've got scenario 4 that I've got to edit up and finish.
The Pacific is getting very popular at the moment, it seems. A lot of people, but I mean, I prefer the early Pacific, 1941, where the Malaya campaign. But nobody's touching that with a barge pole. But the
No,
island hopping stuff.
we've gone this route because of
There's a lot of people doing it.
Because of the Marianas and Palau campaign book.
Oh yeah,
so we're picking it up.
That'll definitely help, won't it?
Yeah.
As Nigel says they're taken to O Group.
Yes.
Recently.
I like O Group.
And BA is popular. I love O Group.
I like O Group.
Fantastic.
The mechanism of how things come along and come on the table, or you have ambush and on that, it's a bit simple, but there's a lot of strategy to it.
I was thinking about it the other night. Actually, I was, when you're laid in bed and you just can't sleep, start thinking about different rule sets and things. I'm sure everybody else does this, but I was thinking in O Group, you will never have more than 15, unless you've got a big battalion. You will never have more than 15 orders to distribute in a turn, because you get your 9 dice for your company orders, and then you've got potentially 6 HQ orders, haven't you? So in total, you will have 15. But if you've got your entire battalion on the table, you can only actually order 1 company worth of things, because there's 9 elements in each company, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because there's 3 sections. Sorry, 3 platoons in 3 companies. So each company is 9 elements. So you are really limited as to what you can do. And when you start, because you've got so little on the table when you start, it feels like you can do loads of stuff.
Yes.
But then once you get everything on it, suddenly everything just kind of breaks down a bit, and it's like
you then have to prioritize.
Yeah, it's the 3 C's against the two F's, which is command, communications, and I can't remember the 3rd C, and the 2 F's is fog of war and friction. And it's like the classic military thing where you literally can't do anything, or and then also when your men start to get suppressed, you want to get them back in so that's soaking up your orders as well. I think it's a really good game. It's a really good system. It really makes you think about what you want to do and how you want to.
O Group is its next big project.
It's worth it. It's well worth it. It's a great game.
I do like it, and
and I like that command level as well, a battalion level. I like the bigger.
Excuse me, scratch me nose.
Don't worry. I like that. I like that next level up, from platoon or from company or whatever.
Wife passing through. Daughter going back. The side is the conservatory, but it's set up with the sewing machines.
All right.
And they've been doing stuff for Christmas presents and things like that, and they're a bit stuck because the dog is just sleeping on a bed. Oh no, you've caught yourself on the door handle.
You can't disturb the dog, can you?
No, I've got 2 behind. One behind. Oh no, just the one in the chair and the one in the other room, and the other one must be somewhere around.
I thought my cat might have joined me by now, but she's not. She's not bothered.
So, ghosts of projects past. The drawers of shame.
Well, when we started, I was saying that, to be honest, a lot of the stuff I buy, I paint pretty quickly. Generally, I don't like stuff hanging around. So, I do have a box of shame. I'll show it to you because it's pretty much just behind me. I don't know if you can see that, but right behind me there's that blue box.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of my pile of shame, really.
Oh dear, you're not trying hard enough, Alex.
No, I don't seem to be, do I?
You're not trying hard enough.
I've got this tub as well. This is full of stuff, but
that's better.
A lot of this stuff might get sold off because it's things I don't really need. That's kind of like things that I've acquired somewhere. I'm just going to put it into a box. But yeah, the real stuff. But that blue box is also, there's about 3 or 4 actual big model kits in there as well, so they're not really good at wargaming. They're just sitting there waiting to be made when I get some time. So wargaming wise, it's quite small.
It is, yeah. I think projects of the past. What have I got? Cruel Seas.
Yeah.
War games that came out. I think part of the problem is because with John and the store, we try to do things and put games out and show how things are linked to just what comes out, what's new and interesting. So we buy in and dabble, and sometimes the rules aren't quite as good as they look initially, and have a limited. And I think that's what we found with Cruel Seas, that it was okay for a little bit of fun, but it seemed to be lacking in the size of it. Black Seas. I've got a British third-rate fleet. I've got a couple of first rates, and I've got a number of frigates, unpainted, sitting in the box. Of course, with a video of Hornblower, the all of Hornblower. So at some stage, I think we'll get that, because again we go back to the two fat lardies and Kiss Me Hardy.
I was going to say Kiss Me Hardy.
Yeah,
that's a good little game. I've only ever played it once. That was the first Steel Lard. It was good fun. I enjoyed it. But again, I'm not particularly interested in the Age of Sail or naval warfare. But I'm happy to play these things.
So that might have that may have a venture, because I do like them. So I'll probably get those out and give them a paint. And I think John painted up a couple of fleets for people and lost interest by the time he painted them for other people while he was doing commission work. So I think that took the edge off them for him. But give him a year and he might be
back into it again.
And they won't spoil.
Well, that's true. They will never go off.
They won't spoil. Still be there, I know where they are. So
Paul's Bottle of Gods bought it to the Kickstarter. Lost interest. Not even. I know the name. I've got no idea what it's about though.
So So Cruel Seas, Black Seas, 6mm Napoleonic.
Okay.
I've painted up Picton's division for a battle in the peninsula. And John was going to paint his 6mm French.
Okay.
Was. So I think he painted two regiments or three regiments of a brigade, and then I think he had enough.
Well, I've painted both the British and French armies in their entirety for Blucher in 6mm. That's 7,000 plus figures. But I've already done those, so I've currently got somebody printing out the 6mm Prussians for me.
All right. Yep.
So that might be my next big project. Actually, is the 6mm Prussians.
His box of shame is First World War, 1915 British and Germans artillery and engines.
Oh, get them painted, them, Nigel. You're a First World War author. You should have been straight on to those.
What I probably will do is say to John, John, pass me your French, and I'll paint them. So it'll give me the six. It will give us a 6mm French army to go.
What were you playing? What rules are you playing for that?
We tried Jean-Ruled army.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't quite what we wanted.
Right.
So I think that's the problem, is we hit a brick wall when we find a rule set that we don't like. And it's like, where do we go? We've looked at Blucher and we think that's not quite what we want either.
Right.
So we'll have to have a little look.
What are you looking for in particular?
Don't know. That's the problem. We'll know it when we play it.
Because it was Blucher that got me back into them. When I was a kid, when I was in the teens, I did Napoleonic Wargame. It was the first thing I did. And I was the only one that did. All my mates played Warhammer Fantasy, so that's why I ended up playing Warhammer. I was a Napoleonic player for Napoleonics before Warhammer. Most people go into it like.
Welcome, Kevin. One of our Lost Ark players says, "Give Black Powder." I'm going to upset Kevin very soon.
All right.
Yeah, with Ghosts of Projects Past.
Right.
Kevin, for his sins, runs Lancer Miniatures.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The nice little figures. And I did get a number of figures from him to do American Civil War.
Right.
And I've got enough to do 2 sides now, painted up. Did them in the lockdown. And then Warlord came out with their epic. And I thought, oh, I really like those. Sorry, Kevin. So my 10mm American Civil War is sitting in a box, painted.
Right.
But again,
they're just, they'll not go off. You can use them at some point.
No, they'll be there. I'll play a game with Kevin, and we'll see how that goes. Because they're more or less all Lancer miniatures. They're very nice little figures. But the ACW Epic, just I don't know. Well, that's just what it is. But for the rules, Little War TVs have brought out a set of rules.
Fire and Fury? No, Altar of Freedom, isn't it?
Something they've done their own, haven't they?
Yeah, Altar of Freedom. It's Greg's.
So
Greg's rules.
Might have to have a little look at that and see how that works.
Yeah, so, I don't know anything about them.
No, so that sadly is so the 10mm stuff. It's painted, but it's sitting there, not having much done with it. Next on the Ghosts of Projects Past, I've got a bolt action Soviet army and tanks, figures. Can't get any enthusiasm to paint a Soviet army. Played enough of them in bolt action, and I don't like them.
Well, my main interest in the Second World War is the Eastern Front. So I've just got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Soviet figures and tanks. I don't need to add to. Well, I say I don't need to add to them, but I made those combat patrols for O Group recently. So I bought myself another 30 Soviets, which I thought I'd never do again, but I did. So I've got tons of them, so I don't need to do anything. But I painted them years ago.
Haven't got a.
Use them for stuff like Iron Beam, Shot Mum, and Chain of Command, and O Group.
So Soviets in bolt action are great. That's one way of saying it. I normally look at it as called over the top. But,
why? How do they play?
Cheesy.
Right.
Yeah, they've got everything. Yeah, they've got everything.
Right. Engineers, according to Nigel.
Yeah. You name it, they've got it. So, yeah.
Soviet females. It sounds like a little bit of everything.
From wife on the hands and knees crawling past.
She don't want to be on TV.
Oh dear. The Soviet females from Bad Squiddo, great figures. I've bought a few and passed them on to John.
Right.
So he does Soviet armies, but he's one of these gamers who again works from inspiration, and he'll read something and it'll be something out of the ordinary or different, and then he'll build the army to that. He did a naval bolt action naval Soviet army, customizing all the figures. Excellent, super looking army, and that's what he does. He just paints them up and makes them look very good.
Excellent, good stuff. Yeah.
And then what else? Something sprung into my mind, but I can't. Oh yeah, Warlord Italians. That's something for next year as well.
Right, that's another project of yours.
Italy and Sicily again. So we go there. So anything else in my past projects? I think that's
Black Tree Designs apparently are great figures, according to
They are. Don't get me started on Black Tree Designs though.
Why?
I put an order in for some Fallschirmjägers.
I think I know where this might go. Actually, I think
they came within 4 days.
Yeah.
I put a subsequent order of for some Fallschirmjägers a month later, and that took 4 months.
Wow.
I've known a couple of friends who have put orders into them 6 months, 8 months.
Blimey.
So if I ever order from Black Tree, I only order things that I don't really want tomorrow, and think I might get in there sometime. Which is a bit of a shame, really, because they are nice figures.
Yeah.
A lot of their ranges. So, yeah.
Is there any reason for that? Any reason for the delay, that you know, or is it?
I think there's one or two people who are running it. So it's a small individual company. They do have illnesses and things like that, like people do.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
These things happen, don't they?
But they always have sales.
They always have sales.
Always have sales, and the sale prices are very good. So they must get quite a lot of orders in, and so the backlog in doing the castings and things like that is probably the issue. I would have to guess.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Dom, Black Tree, Russian roulette. Yeah. But that's it. So they're good figures. So yeah.
Yeah, I think my future for 2022 is mostly based around the channel. In fact, if nothing else, I put a poll out on the community tab earlier on today, because I thought a lot of people, and yourself, I think you do as well, that do hobby updates and stuff about things that you've been painting, a bit more like a vlog. And I was thinking, it's maybe something I should do as well, because it seems to be quite popular. And I think currently it's about 80 or 90% of people are saying yes at the moment. So that's kind of tipped me over the edge.
A guy I follow, and probably you may well also do yourself, but Von Kettering.
Yeah.
He does a lot of hobby updates and things like that. So.
He does, doesn't he? Just about stuff he's bought and things.
Yeah.
So I thought that might be just something to explore. And it doesn't have to be a particularly long video. It doesn't have to be particularly well edited or anything. It can just be a very quick, here we are. This is what I bought this week. This is what I've been painting, kind of thing. Because what I normally do is, when I was writing the blog, that's kind of what I always did, was just like update when I've painted something, or what I was in the middle of doing.
You can just about see a dog's nose.
I can just poking in.
Yeah, just coming to see what's happening.
But it's something I don't do on the channel, really. Most of my channel stuff is like, if I've painted something, it's because I'm making a painting video about it, or because I'm making an actual game video. I just thought it might be just a different way of approaching things. I'm not going to do it to the expense of other stuff, but I thought it's a nice quick way of getting more content out, and people seem to like those kind of things.
Well, that's it. I mean, for my gaming videos, I do a lot of battle reports because it's most of the things that we do, but it depends who's available for the game and what they are after playing. So sometimes it tends to be a lot of bolt action because that's what a lot of the people in it play.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's trying to get some of the other games, popular games, in. I mean, it's like Men Who Would Be Kings. I think that's one of my highest viewed videos. We've only ever played one game, which is a shame, really, because we've got the colonial figures, and I think Keevan will be running John's Dervishes out tomorrow, but not playing Men Who Would Be Kings. But I think we were slightly disappointed with Men Who Would Be Kings. I don't know if you've played it.
No, I know of it. I've not played it though.
Yeah, because we play Rebels and Patriots. And it's one of those tie into the Osprey rule games. So, but in Rebels and Patriots, you have probably six units, and units are 12 men for a regiment, 6 for skirmishers.
Right.
When you move it on, and you've got one commander, and it's like a campaign system, sort of like Sharp Practice, but you don't have the cards. But then when you move on to Men Who Would Be Kings, it moves it to the big men, and it's like based on the film.
Right.
So if you take a colonial army, you've probably only got 3 units.
Right.
And they're 12 men each, but you'll have one big man in each unit. And you have to be careful with the dice rolls, because it's a random dice roll that generates their leadership ability.
Right.
And if you roll really poorly, they're not good at all.
Right.
But when you go to use their opponents, the opponents is a bit exponential. So whereas you may have 3 units for the colonials, you'll have something like 9 or 10 for the opponents.
Okay.
So if you come to build the armies, so like 36 figures for the British, and then nearly 160 figures for the dervishes.
Right.
They're based in units of 16.
Right. So yeah, quite a number then. A bit of a difference.
Yeah. So
Dom says they're doing update videos help with his painting motivation. Yeah, right. Because you need any motivation, Dom. Come on.
And Kelly says,
more figures
I'm
thinking
of doing men that would be king in 15mm. Yes,
I'm a big proponent of 15mm. 15mm
that might
for
be a
everything.
good idea, actually. That might be a good idea. We've done bolt action in 15mm, and that worked okay.
I play Chain of Command in 15mm. It works perfect. It's brilliant. It feels so different to do it in 28mm.
It does.
It feels like an empty battlefield. It's great.
I think that's part of like O group, isn't it? Because you've got smaller figures. I mean, we're doing it in 15, but a lot of people are doing it in 6mm or 10mm. So it does. It gives you that more space on that.
It does. It just feels better, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it might actually be much better in 15mm. Yes.
That's probably a cheaper option if you go 160 dervishes. That's not going to cost you a great deal of money, is it? In 15mm compared to 28.
No.
Yeah. There you go.
Interesting.
Something to think about.
Yeah. Basing them in units of 6, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then doubling up to 20 rather than 12, have 24 in the regiment.
You just make it even harder for yourself. Just leave it at 12.
Probably have. Yeah. It's got to look reasonable, isn't it? So yeah. Oh, and we've got E4 Airmen. Welcome.
Anyone play your group in 28mm? No, because we're not mad.
It's 20mm for World War II. Yeah. There's an interesting
one. O group, I would say no bigger than the 15mm for O group.
No, I don't think you could go that way.
Oh, you could do it in 28mm, but you'd need a 12 by 8 table.
You would need a really big table, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd need it massive just for the footprints of the figures.
Yeah.
15mm for World War II, not 20.
Yeah.
I'm not old school. There you go, Paul. Yes, Paul's on my side. 15mm World War II all the way.
So I think so. Sort of Ghosts of Projects Past. That's about it, really. I've not got vast amounts of stuff, and what I did have in my painting pile, I've cracked through this year, and I've been fairly good and not really gone outside of things. Yeah.
I mean, despite the obvious downsides of the pandemic, from my outputs point of view, it cleared off my my lead bounty earlier this year. No, earlier last year. I built it up again, of course. Flames of War. Yeah, I'm all right.
Flames of War. No, I did play Flames of War, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I'm not. I've seen enough photos of tank parks. I've got no interest. I'd rather play Iron Beam Shotgun. That's a very good game. But yeah, I just kind of cleared off.
Everybody has their games that they like, isn't it? And
exactly, it's a big tent, and we're all invited.
Saga. Yeah, people like Saga. I don't, but
play what you want when you want.
Yeah, that's it. If you've got a game that you like and your friends like it,
I'm still going to judge you, but play what you want. That's the way it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
If we all played the same thing, it'd be boring anyway, wouldn't it? We all have to do different stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, there's just no point in it.
I could show you my desk of shame.
Go on, let's have a look at it. Blimey, that is a bit of a.
I do most of my painting here. As you can see, the little ogre that I did recently. So I've got my wife hates it, but she's using an office upstairs,
right?
And which was my hobby room, and then we got me books, me rule books up on the top.
Yeah.
And so I was sort of kicked out because she's got her work office, and then she's got sewing in the conservatory next door.
Yeah.
So she has to suffer it. But I do need to tidy it up a little bit to make it look a little bit more presentable for Christmas.
Yeah. Nigel says he's trying to generate interest now being shown with the local. You should do it. It's a great game, Nigel.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Again, it's something that I picked up the rules, so I do have them up on my shelf. So again, it's card driven, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it might be an interest to do that. I know that I can't think of what his first name is. Baloo on Twitter.
Al. Yeah, I can't remember his surname.
Yeah, because he's looking to do a lard day in Bedfordshire.
Oh, okay.
Which is just next door.
Yeah.
To my county, because I'm in Hertfordshire.
Right.
North Herts. So so I really want to get along to that, and then I can perhaps have a little look at some of the games which I haven't played, but I'd like to.
That's what they're good for, because the thing as well is with I was talking to one of the lads at the club, because some of them came to the Steel Lard. It was the first time they'd been.
Somebody saying, "There's the ogre." It is.
Yes,
if people like the ogre.
And the thing is with the Lardy Games days is they are just about playing the games. Like there's no sales pitch, there's no riches not breathing down your throat. But they don't even. I don't think they even take sets of rules to sell.
No,
Richard brings stuff along with him, but it's you pay whatever it is, £10, and you get two either 2-3 hour games, or 2 or 3 games. 1 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, whatever. And they're always interesting. There's always so much. I mean, Steel Lard, we had Yorkshire Gamer doing the Siege of Cut. With If Lord Spares Us. We had John Savage doing What a Cowboy, and then What a Cartel in the afternoon. We had Graham with his fantastic Chain of Command Crete game with Sharp Practice. I did Through the Mud and the Blood. There was, I can't remember what else. Oh, there was Kiss Me Hardy. There was Bag the Hun, Flashing Blades. And this is just in one day. That's not even half the stuff that was there, because most of it turns over in the day anyway. As Dom says, never done a lot of these days. You really should do that.
I wanted to get along, but they're normally a little bit far.
They're starting to spread out a little bit now. So for example, like the Steel Lard started in 2019, but then obviously we had the pandemic, so they couldn't do it again until this year. I went to Ebor Lard as well up in York, which John Savage run, and there's Clotted Lard down south, Deep Fried Lard. I think that's up in Scotland. But there are like Ali Baloo is starting to push for them in the Midlands. Or, that area, isn't
certainly, it? Hope to get along to one of them.
It's kind of really up to anybody. Anybody can just set them up.
Yeah,
that's the thing. All it is. It's just basically a case of somebody finding a spot that's got enough space for, say, 10 tables, and just asking people to put games on. And there's plenty of lardy people like John Savage and Andy Crow and all those who will just travel to them because they're just a nice weekend away as well. There you are, Warlord. That's the other one in Durham. Yeah, great day out. I can't recommend them enough. And I dabbled with Too Fat Lardy stuff before those games, and then since going to Steel Lard, it's like, right, this is the only games I want to play. I think these are great because they've got such the atmosphere of the Lardy Games days is so much fun as well. That's the thing. It's not just it's not competition. It's about playing the game, and it's about enjoying the game.
Luke is saying, got some action going on there. My wife is not impressed with the amount of stuff in our office. I can understand that from my wife. I think I'll move my operations to the shed. Well, I would love to have a nice shed in the back garden.
Yeah.
But they want the back garden for some strange reason.
What's that about? Well, I'm lucky that I've got this loft. I've got the war room up here. You can probably I'll show you this. That's the war room there.
Yeah.
You can see all the way around.
Sadly, I've got the roof on our house is a shallow roof, and
that's my desk. You see, Ken. That's how tidy I keep my desk.
Yeah.
Just got some Bettys and some
state of affairs, isn't it? Really. It was. I finished my police career in training. I was an interview training specialist.
Okay.
And my desk at work was not tidy.
Yeah, but I bet you knew where everything was, though, didn't you?
I did. It used my boss came with a sticker, and it had World Heritage Site, and underneath it was a picture of a rubbish dump. But she said nothing about tidying it because it was. She was said that bit of legislation. Can you come and do you know where it is? And I just say, okay, then give us a minute.
Draw it out.
There it is.
There you go.
And that was it. So it was
Brilliant.
like, all right, okay, thank you.
Excellent, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
What about Christmas? What do you think you're going to get for Christmas? Are you going to get any wargaming stuff for Christmas? Is it on the list? Is it one of those
I've
things?
got a sneaky suspicion. There was something that I forgot to mention. Baron's War.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There was a great display of that at Partisan. I don't know if you went to Partisan.
Yes, no, I saw a picture of it, but I did the first Kickstarter, and I've got sufficient for 2 little local baronial castles fighting over their little bits of land.
Right.
So I've got a lord, a couple of guys for their retinue, some men at arms, and the rabble. So I've got those. I've got those as I've been going along over a couple of the Kickstarters, and I went into this last one and got a few of the ones from that. But I got the Outlaw Band, which is more or less Robin Hood. It is. It's Robin Hood. So I went in for that, but I went in for their 3D printed village STL files.
Right.
It's a cracking village that they've produced, and you could have gone in the Kickstarter and bought it as a physical item, or you could just go to the STLs. And I couldn't afford to go for the other bits. I spent enough on it.
Yeah.
So I got the STL files, and I think my son-in-law, who has now bought a 3D printer, is doing some of that for my Christmas present.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
That will be nice. So once I'll get that, and I'll do that as a project and paint it up as we go along. So that's on the way. Christmas E4M, and I order stuff, but my wife hides it and gives it to me for Christmas. Yeah,
good idea.
But I've also my wife does not like getting me things for wargaming. My daughter's just laughing because I've said that. And it's true. However, she I don't know if anybody else has been watching it. Is the model railway challenge?
I've seen it. Yeah. I've not watched loads of them. I've seen some.
We've got the final recorded to watch.
Yeah.
And they're putting it all together. And my wife likes model railways.
Okay.
And she's looking
That's
at how
half
they're
the
built,
battle, then, isn't it?
and they're looking at how building up the scenery and all things like that. And I said, oh yeah, static grass applicator. That's what they're using there. Look, you can see it. And she didn't say anything about it. And she said, well, what do you want for Christmas? I said, the next day I said, a static grass applicator. And she was looking at me and said, but it's a tool. So for Christmas I shall be getting myself a static grass applicator.
Excellent. Good
I've had a look at one, and I think it's the WSSS one. I think it's about 60 quid. So
right. Yeah, I've never used one. I use static grass, but because I'm doing 15 mil, I generally don't need it to stand up. To be honest, it's fine enough when it's all flattened, so it doesn't look so bad, But I've got a friend who uses it, and he thinks it's pretty good.
But you can also do tufts with it as well, aren't you? Because if you get
that's a good thing about it.
The whatever, some sort of quick drying or whatever glue, the bottom of it, the top of it dries. But the glue underneath on the tissue paper or whatever,
sticky, doesn't it?
Stays sticky.
Yeah.
But I will stick a blob of super glue under them anyway. So
I normally do.
I can do my own. So
Yeah,
that should be fun.
that's a good idea. Yeah, that'll be nice and easy. That'll be a lot cheaper than buying them off eBay, which is what I do anyway.
Yeah, well, fortunately, if I spot things, or John spot things, because John does the buying for Lost Ark Games, and if anybody is in the local area to Stevenage or North Hearts, Lost Ark Games is a little hidden away gem. I'll put a video up. I have got a video that I need to put together to do it. But John's comes from a retail background,
right?
And he's pretty clued up. But he's also got this wargaming background, and he has introduced into the store some really good wargaming stock.
Okay.
You've got tabletop scenic stuff, big tricks. Javis is amazing as a supplier for all loads of different hobby gear. So he gets it in, and the tufts that he buys in is War Painter.
Oh yeah, I know which one you mean.
So he gets those in, and they're really good.
I get I buy mine off eBay. I get them off. I think it's called Tajima. They've been doing it for years, and they're good. They got great service. They if we're giving shout outs to good service, they certainly are good. And I think they if you can't get to Lost Ark Games, if you're not down in where Stevenage is,
well, come and play games. Come and play games with us. We're always looking for people to play games.
But I just
and you can be on my YouTube channel. He's my opponent and beat me. Many people do.
There you go. Dom says Tajima are outstanding. Yeah, I've been using them for a long time, and they are great. And they just
Nigel's got some bad Squiddo ladies coming.
They're almost next day service as well, aren't they? Really? You get them so quick, which is great. I've never had a problem with them. Ken, I don't know how long do you want to. What time do you want to wrap up? We're coming up on about 9 o'clock ish.
Yeah, I would probably think 9 o'clock, because 9 o'clock is a witching hour in our house. Is that
all the lights go out? Is it?
My wife gets up about 6:15 to get to the office in the next bedroom for 7. Yeah, and my daughter gets up about 6:15. I was going to say 6:15, but she doesn't. She leaves it as late as possible. But we have to take her out and get her to the bus stop to travel to work to Luton. So 9 o'clock is a sort of a close down, and the dogs have got the into the habit. So the ones that nose came at the bottom of the picture. Around about 9 o'clock, she starts getting angsty, because 9 o'clock is the time. It's the time that she goes out in the back garden and comes in, and she gets a bonio.
Right.
And
you said it now. You said it out loud. It's going to happen.
Nah, she's stupid. She's a greyhound. Not renowned for their brains, especially this one. So she will start barking loudly and high pitched, and that will be the end of anything.
Okay, fair
because that will start the whippet off.
Brilliant. Well, it is 9 o'clock now, so
who is sitting just about? Oh, there we go.
So I see.
There's him there.
Bless.
Oh well, the other one's in the other room, and the other, I don't know where the greyhound is, but she'll be along.
All right. Well, I suppose we should. Anyway, should we wrap it up there then, shall we?
We can wrap it up there and say thank you to everybody who came along and watched and spoke in the chat.
Yeah, it's been good. It
has been a bit of fun.
We'll do another one in the new year, shall we, Ken?
Yes, we will. And run it from your channel there, Alex, at Storm of Steel.
Yeah, happy to do that. We'll put out the dates when we get a chance to sit down and work it out, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you very much for everyone for coming along.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Nigel. Thanks to everybody else that's listening and talking. And I'm going to jump out here and say good night.
And I'll see Kevin tomorrow night. Take care.
All right. Cheers. Thanks a million, Ken. See you later.
It's no good me pressing the screen, is it? On a big computer. I'll hit the end broadcast button. Take care, everyone.